Live with your boy Pittman on Fuck You Radio. You know what I'm saying? We in Dothan, Alabama, 36303. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be on this Fuck You Radio show, contact me at bluepit1978 at yahoo.com. We're going live all over the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving interviews out to anybody that want to be on Fuck You Radio. You got beef for the motherfucker. You let them know on Fuck You Radio. You got to address the situation. Dealing with this economy, dealing with the president, dealing with any issue. You address it right here live on Fuck You Radio. Get back with me at bluepit1978 at yahoo.com. Right here live, Fuck You Radio, you know what I'm saying? Right here with my boy Harry, you know what I'm saying? Down here in the dirty, you know what I'm saying? We trying to see what the top of the line discussion gonna be about today, and you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing my homeboy, you know what I'm saying? I'm wondering how his book going, first of all, you know what I'm saying? Then the street life, these so-called wannabe gangsters, you know what I'm saying? Harry, you know what I'm saying? Give me some feedback on that. Let me know what the streets, you know what I'm saying, been talking about.
What topic you want to address first?
These so-called gangsters. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of these people running around with all this little money. You know what I'm saying? Claiming to be this, claiming to be that. Give me some feedback.
We as people, we learn by what we hear and what we see. When you have major media sources that place certain individuals on the big screen, whether it be a firearm, whether it be jewelry, whether it be the intelligence level, as people, we have a tendency to look at that and say, okay, well, that's strength right there. You know, that's power. So what we'll try to do in a society, a real society, is try to conduct ourselves in the same manner that those people do on the big screen. So when you have guys out here, you know, caught up on the ICE issue and the chrome, 30-inch chromes or whatever, it's only because they feel that based on what's projected on the big screen, this is power. To a degree, this is associated with power. This is associated with fame. This is associated with popularity. So a lot of guys out here, in actuality, they're not gangsters. However, they do what they have to do to accumulate those things that make them appear to be gangsters. I myself was caught up in that era, you know, I must admit, in the late 80s. You know, NWA, Compton's Most Wanted, DJ Quick, they had an impact on people all over the nation. And as a youth, I felt, you know, well, this is power. Because if it wasn't power, they wouldn't be getting the publicity and the spotlight that they getting. So I fell into that trend. But at the same time, it's like some of the things that I went through as a youth for dealing with, you know, African Americans in my neighborhood. You know, I was sexually abused at the age of 10 by African American. My bicycle was stolen by African American. When I was real like young, I was bullied by African American. So the hate that I had toward African Americans, it had already been seed being planted and it was being nurtured. So it wasn't nothing for me to come out here in the streets and act out.
So why you had so much hate for African Americans?
Because most of my offenses came from African Americans. I mean, if you take a situation like 1993, there was supposedly an attack on us in Manhattan in regards to, you know, 9/11 or whatever. But then they came back in September 9/11 and supposedly activated that, you know, made that a success. Well, when they sent our troops over there, who did we deal with? Those who opposed democracy, those who opposed, you know, the ability and the freedom to live. You feel what I'm saying? So the point I'm making is this. Anytime you opposed by a certain regime, anytime you come in contact with that regime, that opposing factor is on. So even myself, like I said, being victimized, you know what I'm saying, at the age of 10, like I said, my bicycle being stolen, being bullied at the age of 11, 12, I started to hate not only them, but I started to hate myself. So instead of doing harm to myself, I would take the hate out on those that looked like me, which was the African American male. And then when I started getting of age and I was seeing, you know, the games that African American women was playing, I started holding up.
So what is your relationship status now?
I'm single Because it's very difficult, man, to find somebody in the new millennium, 2010 July, who had the same mind frame. You know, she either married or she trying to get drafted, trying to get chose. And she want to be chose by T.I. or Jeezy or P. Diddy or Jay-Z. Those characters, they're not me. So it's very difficult and it's challenging trying to find that right person.
So, how you feel about this political situation we got going on with the Gulf War situation and all about the Obama, it's political stuff.
There's a term they use in society called Big Brother. And when you look at a big brother over a little sister and a little brother, they gonna do what they want to do. And that's what's going on. I mean, people in politics, man, they gonna do what they want to do, And I ain't gonna say respect it, but to some degree you gotta accept it.